Guys, welcome to the endgame lesson, and today I wanna analyze few Rook endgame positions. Rook endgames are always considered drawish, but again, you gotta learn the principles, you gotta learn the specific, defensive techniques. And the first position we're seeing on the board is one of the most famous principles that is applied in Rook endgames, Philidor Position. So here it's black to move and draw. So again, if we're not careful enough and we try to play Rook G1, basically trying to check from the back, there is King D6, tricky King D6 move, and now move like Rook E1 still makes a draw, maintains an equal position. But if we try to give a check by playing Rook G1, there is King E6, and now it turns out black are completely lost, because basically now Rook E8 checkmate has been threatened, so Rook E8 gotta be played, and then Rook H7, and it turns out either this Rook is lost or we're being checkmated. So in the starting position, we gotta cut the skin of the 6th rank by playing Rook G6. And the idea of Rook G6 is very simple, because basically, white wanna go King D6, but they can't, and the only way to achieve progress is to play E6, right? And now we play this Rook G1 move, and it turns out that after, let's say, King E6, threatening checkmate, we start checking King from the back, and now it is just a simple draw, because basically if King will try to go back, then we'll just basically take the pawn and the game will finish in a draw. And we are moving on to the second position, second principle. The second position is an example of so-called the bridge or Lucena position, and this position is actually winning for the white side. So if black's king, in general, if king fails to stand in front of the pawn, then most of the positions will end up here. So here black playing Rook C2, trying to cut the skin off, and now the white king can move, but we don't really need it. We play Rook F1 check first, and now the idea is if King is 6, there is basically King A8, and we promote on the next move. And if King G7 is played, there is a Rook leaf to F4. So now basically this king, let's say this king goes here, or let's say Rook C1 is played, we start moving our king to E7. Again, now check, you will say, alright, King D6, now check. And now we don't move here or here. We can actually move to either C6 or E6, doesn't really matter. We'll move to E6 actually to make sure the skin is not going anywhere. And now Rook E1 check again, right? And we don't go back, of course, we don't go to F5, we go King D5. And now after Rook D1, this is why we did this Rook leaf. Now we can block the D file with our Rook. This king is nowhere around this pawn, and basically white promotes and win the game. Let's move on to the position number 3. The third position is an example of the long side. So if it's whites to move in this position, they actually win by playing the bridge maneuver as we analyzed in the last example, Rook G1. Let's repeat it again, and then Rook lift, right? And then let's say cut the king off, and we play King D7, check, this, check, King D6, check, King F5, and now basically Rook goes here, and we promote on next move, white wins the game. But if in the starting position it's black to move, they can use this long side principle, because basically they start checking from the side, and if Rook was here, it actually lost. Let me show you what would have happened. Let's say Rook starts here, it's actually lost, because Rook B8, King E7, Rook B6, there is this, Rook B8, King C7, and now this king d7 and pawn will promote. Or let's say we play rook a8, there is rook a1 and white are winning. But rook is on a2, and here black make an easy draw by playing rook a8, king d7, rook a7, king d6, rook a6, and let's say king goes to c5. We can just simply play rook e6, we'll take the pawn, and the position will be drawn. Let's analyze the next position. Alright guys, this is probably the easiest position you will see today. Here the Philidor maneuver doesn't apply because our rook is on c1, and basically, I mean, rook c6 is not possible. If rook would be here, again it's an easy draw. We just go here, cut the king off, b6, we go back and then start checking. But here it's easy to make a draw as well, so it's actually white to move. They play king a6, but now we can simply play a rook c8. And the idea of rook c8 is after b6, the move which is quite obvious, we play a rook g8, and now white can achieve any progress. But basically check, 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 king d8, and now if rook goes back, we can just simply play rook f8, and then if b7 is played at any point, we'll just play rook f6, rook f5, start checking the king. It's a very easy draw. It only happens with knight pawn like here or here. Let's see the final position of this endgame lesson. So this is the last position of this lesson. Our rook is on f5, and as we can see, it's actually not in the right spot, but black still managed to make a draw. Of course, if our rook would be somewhere on a1, we would manage to put our rook to a6, and this is a famous Philidor position. Unfortunately, our rook is on f5, but we still find the right defensive technique by playing rook f1. The idea of rook f1 is that after king d6, or let's say, king d6, we play rook e1. We're trying basically to kinda get pressure on this pawn, and now white play king e6. And here we reach, we just start running. We can go to f8, which is like a more reliable option. So in Rook Endgames, when you have a chance, it's better to go to the short side. It's an easier draw. But here, even after king d8, black still finds the draw. So let's say rook h8 check, king c7, and alright, now it looks like king has gone away. It will be easier to push this pawn towards e8 square, but it's not that easy. King f6, logical move, trying to push. We play king d7. Now the idea is that we basically blocked e6 square, right? Rook h7 check. Now king goes back to e8. Now again we reach this position, and now we gotta see another trick that white do. This, rook h8, king c7, rook e8, and now the idea is that if we're not careful enough, let's say if rook e2, there is king f7, and white are actually winning, because basically this, there is king f7, and remember the long side option. So basically let's say this, there is rook f8, rook h7, rook f7, game over, because rook h1 goes back, e6 pawn is being pushed, and now nothing can be done. Because let's say this, there is king e8, and white wins the game. Let's say king d6, there is e7. Let's say, king c7 just loses because of simple either rook e6 or king f8. And let's say this, king d7, rook d6, the easiest. White wins the game. So here, instead of basically going rook e1, we go rook e2, we go rook h1, and we are preparing for different checks. Rook f8, trying to block, and now we go rook e1 back. We return back, and now white can't achieve further progress, and we make a draw. Guys, that's it for today's lesson. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, what endgames you want me to analyze, maybe bishops, maybe knights, maybe pawn endgames. Pawn endgames are actually, you know, quite useful for beginners. So again, go down below, make comments. I'll see you in the next ones. Bye bye.